welcome. Section 1, Part 3, Strongest Sense, Cognition. The strongest sense is the way you share your gifts, spiritual and not so spiritual. Taste, with this sense, is basically means trying things out in order to refine your own wants and needs. You might like something now, however, you might learn about something new tomorrow and enjoy it more, which is okay. Be through your mouth more. Smell, with this sense, you are able to smell something and tell if it is optimal for you in the moment. Be it food, a space, a person, or a new piece of clothing, your sense of smell gives you a closer connection to your inner knowing. If it doesn't smell good to you or makes you feel uncomfortable, don't be scared to leave or say no. Breathe through your nose more. So with taste and smell, um, they are the two that are very, very close to each other. Because obviously senses. I don't know if you've ever found that sometimes when you smell something, you can taste it, or when you smell something, your glands, saliva glands, tend to start working over time. So yes, I think these two are very close to each other, and these two do have a sense of needing to be in close proximity to something in order to know if it's really for you. So, unfortunately, in this day and age, we do actually have a lot of people who are trying to understand things from like just seeing it, where some people are actually supposed to sense it in physicality, right? For me, mine is taste. And taste, I tend to look at it in a way where it's not just taste like being able to taste something, but it is your taste, right? So you also need to be able to play with the words when you're learning human design. So it is your taste. So for example, I like certain things a certain way. And that might change over time, but I know what my taste is. So I'm more likely to be able to tell if I'm going to like something or not. Like for me, it's very simple to make food. It tastes good because usually because my smell is so close to my mouth or my taste, I'm able to smell the spices and tell if it's going to make something good or not. And that might be different for different people. I'm still learning, obviously, as I said. I teach as I learn. So there might be something that's different that I'm able to understand about my taste in the future. Then smell is obviously understanding that you need to be near something. So always having the right perfume on, using the right, I guess, hair products, like something that uplifts you and uplifts you in a way that maybe you can smell it at all times. Even having a diffuser, maybe incense, that is something that could connect you. And you would know it better. I'm not smell, so I wouldn't, but you would know it better. Like maybe there's a certain smell that you need in work to help you concentrate. There's a certain smell you need in the car to help you drive better in your house, in your bedroom, these things will allow you to do better. Like even when you're studying, there must be a certain type of smell that will connect you to your brain and your mind. Inner vision. With this sense, the best way to connect with yourself is to sit silently, close your eyes when making decision. Basically, the imagination and visualization. You need to allow yourself to be in spaces that allow you to be comfortable. Okay, so this is basically meditation. I think it's one of the simpler ones, especially if you've always been somebody who prefers to be alone or who prefers to sit alone and contemplate things. This is definitely for you. But if you haven't been the kind of person who does meditate a lot, you might want to start, because this being the strongest sense, it doesn't take away from your strategy and authority, but it will allow you to help you to see where you are and if things are working out for you. So if you want to make a decision, if you are decision, you would literally use this to align you to that decision. Okay. Then outer vision, with this sense, it is about your outer environment and how the view makes you feel. By noticing the things outside of you, from your environment to body language, allows you to make decisions. The difference here is you need your environment to stimulate you and can connect to the type of environment you have in order to know the kinds of spaces that stimulate you and help you to make better decisions. Okay, so this would be basically so there is environment in your chart. I believe I will be saying it in a few slides. There is environment. So you may need to have a more solid approach when it comes to your environment, where some of us, we can be in and out of our environments, minus kitchen, by the way, hot kitchens actually. Some of us can actually be in and out of it, but when you want to align yourself back, or when you want to make a decision, or when you want to know that what you're doing is correct for you, you need to look at your environment. So usually the environment on your chart, you will see that's your best one. So always find a way to utilize what you have available to you to create that ambience of what it is that your environment needs to entail, for example. Feeling, with the sense, it has to do with your feelings and trusting your instincts for everything. From what to wear, eat in the morning, to the spaces you find yourself in, or the relationships you have. Feeling is something you need to work on and start trusting more. So if you're feeling and you don't really trust your intuition, you really need to get into that. If you are a generator, you can start off by having people ask you questions and well, not questions, give you two options, and then you get an option, you just choose. So there is I'll see if I can put it up. There is this other generator test where you basically ask a question and then the generator answers. So most of the time, you either give two options or you say, is this? So, for example, with me, you would say, is your name Leah? And I would say, yes. Then you would say, maybe, is your surname Sunflower? And then I would say, no. But I would be able to tell in the moment where that instinct, where that gut is connecting to, if that makes sense. With every other one, it's almost the same thing, especially if you have feeling as your cognition or as your sense, because you would need to always trust your instincts. That also helps with splenic authority, I believe it is. I think I said it at the beginning. Touch, with this sense, you need to allow yourself to touch everything from your clothes to hugging a friend to eating with your hands, as this will connect you more to increase your senses. Even allowing others to touch you can give you a sense of healing or understanding of them. So you would be more of a, your love language would basically be touch. Basically, you would work better writing things on paper instead of typing them. You might like typing, but there is, when it comes to touch, I believe I don't know anyone who has touch. I've never gotten that deep into anyone's chart to know that they have touch. But from what I understand, or from what I studied, is that you would need to touch things to be able to know whether it's for you or not. And that's such a good thing to have. It's kind of difficult because obviously that would mean that when you go into an office, you would probably need to touch the walls and the doors and get a feel, if that makes sense, of an actual feel of what is going on, and if it feels right for you, if that makes sense. Environment, see, I told you it's here. Environment, your environment will be the areas you thrive the most in and are able to be the best version of yourself. There are 6 environments in human design, which are the cave, market, kitchen, mountain, valley, and shore. Cave. This environment has a lot to do with protecting your back. So you would need to always have some sort of understanding of your surroundings, especially in times of comfort or calm. For example, to work productively, you would need to have your desk in a corner of the room or closer to the door so you know what or who is coming when it is coming, and always know what's behind your back. So it's the same with if you're decorating, say, your bedroom, for example, you are more likely to need your furniture or just not hidden from the door, for example. You need to be able to see the door, you need to be able to know what's behind you. Simple as that. It's the same when you're going out. Maybe choose a table that's closer to the corner so that you're not struck by, like, not in the middle where somebody might shock you or surprise you or anything like that. But it's all about protecting your back. Market. This environment needs you to connect and put yourself with people and things that make you in the most comfortable. If you love the outdoors, for example, a disc facing the office window towards the plants could help. So, market is like you need to allow yourself to be connected to the outdoors or be connected to, I guess, the most busiest part of your office. Like, for example, mine is very quiet. But if I was market, it would be great because I am close and I can see both doors, which means that anybody who comes here, I can see them. Anybody who passes, I can see them. I don't know if you ever see like my YouTube videos. Sometimes I'm even waving at people. So if I was market, this would be the best space to sit. Kitchen. This environment needs you to be at the hub of things where people come together to share and collaborate. For example, if your office is far from people and things that motivate and evoke creativity, you may feel stuck. This is more to do with interaction. Okay, so cool. I am kitchen, like I said before. I have this thing where if I've overworked myself, so I can do a lot of work. I have spurts of energy, right? And as a generator, I try to use my sacral a lot. I try to use my sacral a lot to see what it is that I can and want to do. So what I tend to do is, if say I feel drained or I feel tired, I will pass by people who light up the creativity in me. And I think that's a great thing of being at the office. If I started working at home, I think I would need to go outside and maybe just do some sun salutations or something, like, be within nature. And then allow my creativity to be one with grounding myself in meditation and yoga, like something like that. But I can also use my kitchen environment in terms of things that I love to do, like reading. So I put together a group of people into a spiritual book club so we can all read together. And that for me is creativity of intellect. So yeah, that's how I see it. So there's always ways to view it, and you can always ask spirit or your higher self or your ancestors of light to just explain to you, like, or give you examples. And you will see, if you're open to it, everything will always show itself to you. Mountain. This environment needs the widest view of a space or place, hence the name. More space and space creation. If inside a building, glass walls are good, as it will give a feeling of being outside. Okay, so mountain, majority of the time, like I said, glass walls are really good. Glass walls are also really good for market. And then also being at the top. So if you are a mountains person, it's good if your place is probably on the highest level. It's good if you are able to see majority of what is maybe say the city, majority of what is maybe say the fields or whatever. But if you are able to be at the top and see over people, that would be a good, people or things, that will be a good, I guess, space to be. Valley. This environment needs you to be the closest to things that provide input or understanding information. For example, in your workspace, you may need to have your office in a space where you can communicate or hear about what is going on around you in the office, like the front of the office or somewhere central. So you are always the plugged in. This is more to do with sounds. So valley, it's like, you know, a valley, right? Valley is where two mountains meet, and most of the time there is water flowing through the bottom. So this is where everything has connected and you are here. So you are basically plugged in, you are the connection. So for this kind of environment, you would need to probably be at reception, or you would need to be the one that people come to at all times. Or you need to have some sort of job, probably HR or something like that, where you have the opportunity to communicate and talk to everybody. Like, you are the central person, you are the hub. I mean, I think my position is sort of the same as, I got all these things. But yeah, you need to be within. In a home space, I think you would work best probably where everything is available to you. So close to a highway, I mean, close to like public roads, maybe close to, but just think of things that are important to you, because I'm just stating things that are usually important to people. But anything that's important to you. So if the mall is important to you, if being able to forage for fruits or whatever is important to you, be close to those kinds of things. Then you would be basically plugged in. You would be the hub, you know? Sure, this environment needs you to get different views of a space or people. To be able to move around and experience things. For example, if you have your couch in one space, within a few months, move it to the other side of the room or to an angle. So you may need to go to different places to experience different things. You may need to meet different people. I think this is also in line with the fourth line and the sixth line, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to the profile. So if you're a sixth line and a fourth line, you would also need this. You would need to have different experiences throughout your day and throughout your life. So it might not have to be every single day, it might not have to be every single moment, but it would be nice if you would feel it. It would be nice for you if you are able to do something different every month, like try out something new with different groups of people and all of that. Even if you have that one person that you find like is very connected to you and very much, say, your anchor, you can use them to not use them. You can go with them to go meet other people and experience these things. And it might help you to also make decisions for things that you want out of life. Section 2, Part 1. Profiles. I did do a video about profiles on my TikTok. So if you aren't following me on TikTok, it is lunasunflower.sl. Just follow me on TikTok and you should be able to understand a little bit more about profiles. But I will explain it here as well. If you have any questions, you can always comment below. Profiles. There are 12 profiles, which are made up of 6 profile lines, 2 each. These are taken from the I Ching hexagram and determines our character and how we are individual beings. Oh, I think every single part of our chart actually allows us to see how we are so individual, because there's so many different like intricate parts, and it's so beautiful to see like once you really look at it. The I Ching trigram has the upper trigram and the lower trigram, where the 3 lower mirror the 3 above, and can be looked at as a 2-story house, like the picture on the side. First and fourth profile are similar. The foundations of the home: first ground, foundation; fourth, second floor, foundation. Second and fifth profile are similar. Both deal with projection, where windows would be in the home, which causes vulnerability and visibility. Third and sixth profile are similar, completing the lower and upper trigrams, like a roof, trial, and mirror. Line 1, the investigator, that's me. Things, researches things in order to understand them fully, which gives them comfort in the knowledge. So if you're line 1 like myself, Whatever you are interested in, search about it. So I'm interested in human design, so I will search about it. But I also love to share the things that I learn, so I will share about it as well. Understand? Line two, the hermit prefer to nurture and grow on their own, in their own space, intuitive knowing and understanding. So the hermit does seem like the person who is more likely to go within. So it might almost be like inner vision. I think it's the cognition inner vision. So this is, it's like sitting with yourself a lot more to need clarity or find clarity, basically. Line three, the matter, trial and error is what you prefer, learning by living through experience. So, yes, the line threes. The line threes are basically just here to like show us what they've done, how they've done it, and how they've achieved. So they keep going through it, keep going through it, keep going through it. And it doesn't it necessarily mean that it'll be like bad trials and bad errors. It just means like you try something out, and then if it doesn't work out, you pivot. So that's what they teaching society, basically. Line four, the opportunist, thriving on strong networks and connections. Give and take experience where if there's no balance, it won't be fulfilling. Yes, so the opportunist is the one who has a very large group of, I wouldn't say friends, but you have a huge network. So you are the kind of person that people will speak about because you know everyone. You have this thing where you get along with everyone. And it doesn't necessarily have to be at a friend level, but even in a colleague sense, people will notice things about you that will make them want to speak about you in places where you are able to make more connections. You understand? So you're like the middle of a spider web, right? You are the middle, and everybody else is like they're coming towards you in connection to you. Line five, the heretic, highly magnetic energy, which calls in everyone. They need to work on what they allow in their auric field. What did I write there? Anyway, so basically, it's almost like the generator aura. I'm a line five as well. It's almost like the generator aura, where everything is aligned to you. So because I'm a generator and a line five, there is more likely a chance that people will be drawn to me, right? And when people are drawn to me, it's like you need to be able to understand what it is that you want out of life. So people with the line five are more likely to be put on a pedestal. They're more likely to be, there's always ideas of who you should be because you're a line five. It's like almost like a celebrity. I'm not trying to toot any horns or anything, not even my own, but almost like a celebrity where they have been placed above, or it looks like they've been placed above. And then in your mind, automatically, everything else disappears. Like the human empathy is gone. Like you're like, they're a celeb. Why are they doing stupid things, you know? But there's things that we need to start to understand and clear out when it comes to that. So line fives are more likely to have projections from other people because we have that aura. So other people's projections will always come to us, and we are the ones who are most likely to have people, because they have a certain standard of who they believe we are, even before knowing us, sometimes even after knowing us. That is what causes the disappointment in a lot of people who get to know line five people, even generator people. They disappointed because of their own expectations, basically. Line six, the role model, a perfectionist who uses personal experiences to create harmony. So, line sixes, from what I've learned, they are basically line threes for the first 30 years of their lives. And then after 30, they become the line six. So line three, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. And they can tell about their trial and error, right? Then in line six, they become the role model. They just sit back and they'd be like, listen, I taught y'all everything I know. Basically. Oh gosh, the King of Kings, listen. Not Jesus. I'm joking. Find your profile and you will get more or less how you'll go through life and what kind of energy you will portray. This is a small part of you. However, as you've seen with all the different parts that become you, not even just in human design. So yeah, this is a very important part. But I think a lot of the things are very important. Section 2, part 2. Incarnation Cross. This is the one thing that made me start my TikTok, actually. But I'll explain a little further. Incarnation Cross, the Incarnation Cross, also known as the gene keys or your inner genius, are usually seen as a cross on the complete mandala. So the mandala is like a wheel. And then I'll try put a picture where they personality and design sun and earth cross. So personality, so you'll see at the top there's your personality sun and your design sun, then your earth sun, your earth, and then your cross, and then your the English, but you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll put it up. Oh yes, I did put it up. You'll see what I'm talking about, which is the role we move or merge into naturally over time. With 192 basic incarnation crosses. Now, you see what I mean when I say we are so different. I can be a generator, right, with sacral authority, with the same profile as you, with the same environment, with the same taste, but my incarnation cross will be different, which means that basically I am expressing myself and I'm giving the world different version of myself than you would, especially because of my experiences and my interests, it's all different. There are three different geometries. Right angle crosses, four variations, appears once per quarter, right? Left angle crosses, two variations, appears once every 2 quarters. Juxtaposition crosses, one variation, appears once a year. Those are the ones that are less likely to be available. There's probably less people who have the juxtaposition cross. Right angle incarnation crosses. This is based on a personal purpose and not needing others to show them the way per se. They are not easily influenced or swayed. They make up around 64% of the world's population. Okay, so right angle incarnation crosses, yeah, they already know what they want to do. They're not here to be influenced by anyone. They are most likely the ones who have a set plan, and no matter what, it's like, eh? You can't tell them nothing. Then we have the left angle incarnation crosses. This is me. I'm a 5-1 baby. Uh-huh. This is based on purpose through interaction with others, influenced very easily. Whew. They make up around 33% of the world's population. So yeah, I think this is very true. I'm also I can be influenced, but over time, as age happens, you do tend to change that up a little bit. But yeah, then, and yes, interactions with others, definitely. You always need to be with people, and you need people to sort of show you the way. Juxtaposition incarnation cross, having a fixed life path, they are the bridge between the right and left angle incarnation crosses and influence those around them in a way where right and left angle incarnation cross people become part of their life purpose. So these ones are powerful. They're very powerful. I haven't met one before, but maybe it's because I need to just check more. Yeah, I just need to have a look more at people's charts and see who is actually this and see why. How to find your incarnation cross? You will take the first number of your personality chart, like I explained before. So you just follow those steps. Go to the link humandesign.tools/incarnation crosses to view it.